Hello. Hello. I can see that the microphone seems to be a little bit too silent actually. How about now? Well, I guess that could work. Okay. So welcome. Welcome to the next day, the day 2 of my playing Persona 3 every day for a year challenge. I'm glad that one of our viewers is here. Hope that more of you will still show up. And yeah, today is the second day. We are struggling to find out what's wrong with this town that we just arrived in. There's pools of blood outside, and the street violence just doesn't excuse what's happening out there. So, since nobody wants to tell us what's wrong, I guess we'll have to find out on our own. And our real goal is to put some moves on Yukari, get our boy Makoto a girlfriend. So, without further ado, let's begin. Okay, so this is where we left off the last day. Let's go. April 8th. Now that this is more manageable. Get a little bit more down then. Yep, so a conversation. Did you hear the rumor? Something about the buff? Story about the first year student. Not only did she stop coming to school, she does nothing but sit and stare at the walls all day. Well, I know a few people like this. Her mother tries to talk to her, she only mutters to herself, it's coming, it's coming. Spooky stuff. How about that? Don't believe me. And with that, conversation was cut short. Let's get on with it. Hey, 2 views. Hey, hello there. So it's our first real day in school. On your textbooks, and we'll take a look at the first novel by Zenzo Kasai. Yeah, Miss Toriumi isn't really doing a very good job teaching her class. She's basically it's kind of a teacher that never really grew up, not a very upstanding adult. Probably explains why Kenji, the certified older woman hunter, takes no interest in her. And some people actually find that endearing, you know? Junpei's in trouble, and we are actually able to interact with the stat system for the first time. If we give our boy Junpei a bad answer, he's going to get in trouble, but if we give him a good answer... you will see that not only we saved his bacon, but we also get slightly more popular in class. And this results in our charm being increased, bringing us one step closer to our goal of charming that there Yukari Takeba. You know what? We're just taking care of our guy, you know? Trying to get him a girlfriend. Since classes have ended for the day, you decide to go back to the dorms. There's Junpei there. I don't know if you've seen him. Plenty of named characters too, but you will see. You will see later. The strip mail is lively in the evening. hope it is.
あ、帰ってきました。
なるほど、彼か。やあ、こんばんは。
I've just realized that I've been transmitting the audio from the headphones. Well, one of the first few streams. I hope that you find it in your heart to forgive me. Good evening.
私は生月修二。君らの学園の理事長をしているものだ。
Sophisticated gentleman. If you're a long-term fan of Persona franchise, you know that one recurring character is well-dressed man.
生月。言いにくいだろ
Kutsuki.
おかげで自己紹介はどうも苦手だよ。油断すると神かね。
Yeah, he's a joker. Not the funny kind.
かけて。部屋割りが間に合わなくて申し訳なかったね。正式な割り当てが決まるまでまだ少しかかりそうだ。さてと、何か聞いておきたいことはあるかい？
Well, I only play Persona 3 Reload. Well, my main goal with playing Persona 3 FES was actually because I thought Reload's kinda new and everybody's playing it now. So I imagine this is a good way to show off the older version of the game. Especially since by watching me stream it, you won't have to go through all the tedium of, you know, getting it to work, emulating it, and most importantly, grinding XP. But you are very welcome to watch it. We're going to have a blast. Is there anything you'd like to ask? Well, Yukari told us not to ask anything, so but rather not to tell anything about the weird stuff happening outside. So we'll have to navigate this carefully.
君を迎えるためさ。ダメかい？まあ、本当言うとそれだけじゃないけどね。あ、竹場くん。そういえば桐城くんは？
はい、もう上に。
いつもながら真面目だね。顔くらい出せばいい。他には何かあるかい？
See, he's actually referring to Mitsuru as Kirijo-kun. Almost like she's a younger coworker.
この寮の住人は君を含めて4人だ。ここにいる竹場くんと、それから桐城くん。あと3年生の男子で、真田明彦くんという生徒がいる。
Yep, we've seen Akihiko yesterday. Shrigma Green said hello. The chat's very lively today. 4 viewers. Well, that's a new personal record for us. Thank you, I'm very grateful. With this, the challenge is off to even a better start. And to recap for all the you have come recently, we are basically got through the first day of the school, and right now we are trying to orient ourselves with this gentleman who's the chairman of the board in the school, and we are also having our two ulterior motives of learning more about what's happening outside with all the blood pools and coffins, and obviously putting some moves on Yukari so that our MC can get a girlfriend and stop being an emo.
一つ仲良くね。他に聞きたいことは？
Well, she asked us not to talk about this. But, you know, the duty comes before the love life here.
変なもの？何のことだ？多分疲れてたんじゃないかな。あまり気にしないことだ。
Yeah, they are all on it. It's a conspiracy.
他に質問はあるかい？
I don't have anything more to
よろしい。じゃあ、良い学園生活を。私はそろそろ失礼するよ。 転入したてはいろいろと疲れるだろう。早めに休むといいよ。
Yeah, they are not letting us roam.
体なんてぐーぐー寝てなんぼだからね。
Yeah, more bad puns. Like I said, with every persona, the intro is getting longer and longer. The first game only has like 20 minutes. This one has like close to 2 hours. And the fifth one has close to 6 hours of intro. You know, if the series keep going on, I imagine that Persona 7 will have like 30 hours intro.
昔漫画にあったろ、グーグーなんぼなんちゃって。
ごめんね。
We are sound asleep.
お疲れ様。
Yep. We are getting spied on. We are getting voyeured on. They are watching us in the privacy of our room. That's the nightmare of every high school boy, I imagine.
どうだい？彼の様子は。
先ほど就寝しました。今は眠っています。理事長、やはり彼は。
まあ、とりあえず見守ろうじゃないか。
I'd like you to pay attention to how detailed the animation on the screen is. They have all these various indicators and pie charts and the graphs just flashing on. They really went an extra mile with this game. You know, despite it showing its age, you can tell that it was made lovingly.
もうすぐ影時間だ。
The dark hour is approaching.
この番組はソニー電源のサイト結果キリトーエレクトロニクスの提供でお送りいたしました。まもなく午前0時です。会話しろよ。
平然と眠ったままか。
There is a undisputable inspiration from Evangelion in this game, and we'll see more of it later too.
毎晩0時になるたび訪れるこの影時間はいわば隠された時間だ。普通の人間は棺のような姿に象徴化してこの時間があることすら感じない。
じゃあ彼は。
見ての通り、彼に象徴化は起きてない。眠ってはいるけど彼は今ちゃんと影時間を体験してる。あとは適性があるかどうかだ。
So, whenever dark hour occurs, what happens is that the world of conscious and the world of unconscious, which is something more detailedly explained in Persona 1 and 2, are starting to merge in this particular town in Iwatodai and Tatsumi Port Island. And everybody who has the potential to become a Persona user experiences it because their unconscious self is being controlled by the conscious self. However, if somebody doesn't have the potential, what can happen is that their unconscious self can separate. And this is what happened to that poor fellow in the cutscene.
というかあるんだろうね。なければ今頃奴らの餌食になってる。
And then the shadows will prey on you.
餌食ですか。
とにかくもうあと何日かはこうして様子を見てみないと。
Yeah, we are getting watched. We are getting our every move voyeured on. Like I said, every high school boy's biggest nightmare.
はい。
隠れてこんなことしてちょっと気が引けますけどね。
Yeah, well, Akari has a good heart, and this actually causes her not to be very enthusiastic about all the activities undertaken by this team.
So, 我がベルベットルームへ。私の名はイゴール。お初にお目にかかります。こちらはエリザベス、同じくここの住人だ。
エリザベスでございます。お見知りおきを。
Well, this is a sight familiar to pretty much everybody who at least heard of Persona, the Velvet Room. And obviously, the one and only Igor. Although he has a different assistant, as he has in every single one of these games. And the Velvet Room in this game is an elevator, which will make more sense as the story progresses, but just in case you don't know, you can ask me about it when we'll be finishing our challenge and I'll gladly explain the lore. However, this is it. This is the Velvet Room. As you see, it's more spacious than the one in the next two games, and it's also more luxurious. And the assistant is using a very, very polite Japanese. That's not even like the formal polite Japanese, the one that you use in like business talks. That's like a step above. So yeah, this is a very refined place.
ここは夢と現実、精神と物質の狭間にある場所。
Although just like Igor said, calling it a place is an understatement since it's not really located anywhere in the physical reality.
人を迎えるなど何年ぶりでしょうな。
Yep, that's the contract that we've signed.
ここは何かの形で契約を果たされた方のみが訪れる部屋。今からあなたはこのベルベットルームのお客人だ。
Yep. And this is where the journey of the fool is starting.
あなたは力を磨くべき運命にあり、必ずや私の手助けが必要となるでしょう。あなたが支払うべき代価は一つ。契約に従い、ご自身の選択に相応の責任を持っていただくことです。
The contract is for us to go through the journey of the fool, which in this case for Persona 3 is the journey to find the answer to life's greatest question. And the fool is a tarot card, a tarot arcana, the number 0. And if you know anything about tarot, which by the end of our challenge you'll probably know more than now, tarot is sort of a a representation of humans' journey through life. You start as a fool, as a zero, limitless potential but no abilities and no skills, and you move through life. And every arcana represents a stage, all the way until the very last one, which is the universe, the world, which is a name familiar to all of you JoJo fans out there, I imagine. So yeah, let's undergo on our journey, and let's hope that Igor here will help us with the gameplay aspects of it. Maybe we can get some more lore if we pick this option. Is this a dream?
さよう。現実のあなたは今は眠りの中にいらっしゃる。いわばあなたは夢としてここを訪れているに過ぎません。しかしいずれはご自身の足でいらっしゃる機会もあるでしょう。これをお持ちなさい。またお会いしましょう。
And so, we've gotten a key. The next time we'll arrive, it will be on our own volition. And we'll familiarize ourselves with the mechanic of fusion. And I must already confess. Except I think the day is actually, yep, that's it. The day is done. That's it. We've gotten through today. Let me just create a save state so that we can resume tomorrow. And this is a good time to also mention the version of the game I'm playing. Obviously, it's Persona 3. It's not the original Persona 3, but Persona 3 FES, which is the expansion that came out, I think, a year later. And it's more like the complete version of the game. It adds a few features, a few key quality of life improvements, and one social link. And also an extra dungeon for the New Game Plus. That I guess we will see, but we won't be doing it all because it doesn't include the extra boss unless you're doing the New Game Plus. So there's actually, apart from XP grind, there isn't really a reason to go there. And also we are emulating it on PC, using PC2X, and I also installed a few mods, mostly HD textures, but there is also mods to add a little bit of variety to soundtrack. But don't worry, all the original tunes are included. This is as close to the original experience as we can get. And there is also a mod to fix the support for the widescreen. This is why the game looks so good in 60:9. And the only two mods that change gameplay somewhat is one that adds modern Persona handling as seen in Persona 4 and 5, mostly so I can just shift through them a little bit faster and change the skills around, change the places of the skills around, which is pretty much only the quality of life. But there is one mod that influences the gameplay somewhat, and it is the mod that allows us to pick our own skills during the fusion. Because in this game, you are not able to pick your own skills during fusion. They are picked, they are randomized every single time. So if you want to get some skills and not just roll some trash skills from fusing two or three personas together, you would have to reroll endlessly over and over and over again. This can take 20 minutes. So I've decided that for the good of the stream and not wasting your time, we'll just have a mod that allows us to pick this manually, just like in Persona 4 and 5, but I will be limiting myself to 2 skills that I can pick with every fusion. And the rest of them, I will basically pick at random. So yeah, that's it. That's pretty much a quick rundown. I won't be giving you any more boring information. I guess for today, that's it. We've gotten through, and today's been one of these quick, old, fast days. If you're starved for some actions, then definitely come by tomorrow, because that's actually where the action's going to start. And after that, we're actually going to have a little bit of a hiatus, as you will see. The gameplay pauses for a few days and comes back in the second part of April. So it's also not going to be a very long stream, but it's also going to include some fun actions and some fights. Yeah, I will be there. Well, I'm counting on you. You're my best moderator that I have, and to all of you, thank you. It was a pleasure. Our plans do not change. We are still far from learning what's the weird stuff in the town. We actually have more secrets, like who is Igor and why were we invited to the Velvet Room? What's the contract actually for? And how can we convince Yukari to date us? So there is plenty of stuff that we need to take care of. I've been your host. This has been my stream of playing Persona 3 every day for a year challenge. And I'll be seeing you tomorrow on the next one. Thank you.